I heard them planning my murder while paralyzed on the operating table. The anesthesiologist's needle slid into my arm. "Count backward from 10, Mrs. Chen," Dr. Marcus Reeves said, his voice calm and professional. 10, 9, 8. My eyes closed. My body went completely limp. Every muscle stopped responding. But my mind stayed crystal clear, awake, alert, trapped. Anesthesia awareness, the nightmare 1 in 1,000 surgical patients experiences. You're paralyzed, but conscious. You feel everything, hear everything, can't move a single muscle to signal that you're still there. I tried to scream, nothing. Tried to move my fingers, nothing. Tried to open my eyes, nothing. Then I heard Dr. Reeves speak again, and his voice had changed completely. "Okay, she's under. Jennifer, close that door. We need to talk." Footsteps. A door clicking shut. A woman's voice. Familiar. My sister-in-law, Jennifer. "Are you absolutely sure she can't hear us, Marcus?" "Completely unconscious," Dr. Reeves said. "The paralytic has taken full effect. She's gone." But I wasn't gone. I was right here, screaming silently inside my frozen body. "Good." Jennifer's voice moved closer. "Because I need to know, when you accidentally nick her hepatic artery, will there be any way to trace it back to you?" My paralyzed heart tried to stop. "What?" "It'll look like standard surgical error," Dr. Reeves said calmly. "Accidental laceration during gallbladder removal. She'll hemorrhage internally. By the time we discover the complication during routine closing, it'll be too late. Happens more often than people think. Malpractice, yes. Murder, never." "No, no, no!" I screamed the words inside my head, tried to force my hand to twitch, my eye to flutter, anything to show them I was conscious. My body remained perfectly still, a corpse waiting to be made real. "What about the life insurance?" Another voice, young, female. Oh God, I knew that voice. Sarah, my daughter, my 28-year-old daughter was in this room. "The policy pays out $4.2 million to you as primary beneficiary. As we discussed, you'll transfer $2 million to my offshore account for services rendered. Jennifer gets $1 million for arranging this. You keep $1.2 million. "And there's absolutely no way this traces back to us?" Sarah asked. Not with horror, not with hesitation, with calculation. My own daughter, the child I'd carried for 9 months, raised for 28 years, put through medical school with money from my late husband's insurance policy. She was helping them murder me for money. "Zero trace," Dr. Reeves said. "I've done this twice before. Different hospitals, different cities. Both ruled accidental surgical complications. Both families received settlements. Both times I walked away clean." Twice before. This doctor had murdered 2 other patients, and my daughter had brought me to him. "When did you plan this? How long have you two been?" "6 months, Sarah said. "I met Marcus at a medical conference in Chicago. We started talking about opportunities. He mentioned he'd helped other families navigate difficult financial situations. When I told him about Mom's insurance policy and how she was refusing to help me buy the condo I wanted, I suggested a more permanent solution," Dr. Reeves finished. "Sarah's been quite creative in engineering this. The sudden emergency gallbladder attack. The insistence on using me as her surgeon. Very well executed." My mind reeled. The abdominal pain I'd experienced 3 days ago. The emergency diagnosis. Sarah rushing me to this hospital instead of my regular doctor. It had all been planned. She'd poisoned me to create symptoms that required surgery, and now she was going to watch me die on this table. "Let's get started," Dr. Reeves said. "Jennifer, you're here as Sarah's emotional support. If anyone asks, you're comforting her during her mother's surgery. Sarah, you'll wait in the family room. I'll come get you in exactly 90 minutes with the tragic news. Footsteps, the door opening. Wait, Sarah's voice. Marcus, I just want to be sure. She won't feel anything, right? She won't know what's happening? A pause. She's completely unconscious. She'll never know her daughter arranged her death. The door closed. I was alone with Dr. Reeves. I heard him moving around the operating room, the clink of surgical instruments, the rustle of sterile packaging. Let's see, he muttered to himself. Standard gallbladder removal, 20-minute procedure, then the accident. Nick the hepatic artery just enough. Let her bleed out slowly. Discover it at the 45-minute mark, call for emergency assistance, work frantically to save her, fail, tragic complication, apologize to the grieving daughter, file the paperwork, collect the money. He was talking himself through my murder like it was a recipe. I felt pressure on my abdomen. He was marking the incision site. This was real. This was happening. In minutes, he would cut me open and deliberately kill me. And I couldn't do anything. Wait. I forced myself to think past the panic. The anesthesiologist. Where was the anesthesiologist? Standard protocol. Surgeon, anesthesiologist, surgical nurse minimum. Where were the others? Dr. Reeves? A new voice. Young. Male. I've got the monitoring equipment set up. Her vitals are stable. Thank you, Kevin. You can take your break now. I'll page you when I need you for closing. You sure? I'm supposed to monitor throughout. Kevin, Dr. Reeves' voice hardened. I've been doing this for 20 years. I think I can handle a routine gallbladder removal. Go get coffee. I'll text you in 30 minutes. Hesitation. Then, yes, sir. Footsteps. Another door closing. Dr. Reeves had cleared the room. No witnesses. Just him and my paralyzed body. Now then, Mrs. Chen, he said conversationally, as if I could hear him, which, God help me, I could. Let's talk about why you're really here. Your daughter Sarah is quite brilliant, you know. She researched me thoroughly, found the patterns in my surgical history that others missed. 2 patients in 10 years dying of complications during routine procedures, both wealthy, both leaving substantial insurance to family members, both family members becoming my patients afterward. Grateful patients who paid me very well for my discretion. He was boasting to my unconscious body. Except I wasn't unconscious. I felt the cold touch of betadine solution on my skin, felt the pressure of the scalpel against my abdomen. Think! Anesthesia awareness happens when the paralytic works, but the sedative doesn't. I was conscious but frozen, which meant my vitals might not match someone fully sedated. Heart rate, blood pressure, they'd spike if I was in distress. But the monitor was across the room. Kevin had left. Dr. Reeves wasn't watching it. The scalpel pressed down. Pain. Searing, brilliant, agonizing pain as the blade cut through my skin. I felt everything. The paralytic prevented me from moving, but it didn't block pain. I felt every millimeter of the incision, felt the clamps, felt him spreading the wound open. I would have screamed if I could. Instead, I endured in silent, frozen horror. Fascinating case, Dr. Reeves continued, still talking to himself. The daughter who loves money more than her mother. Jennifer, who's been in debt for years, gambling away her husband's salary. And me, funding a lifestyle my surgeon's salary can't quite cover. We all get what we need. Except you, of course. More pain, deeper now. He was cutting through muscle layers. My heart hammered. Surely my heart rate was spiking. Surely someone would notice. But there was no one to notice. Think. What could I do? What was possible? I couldn't move, couldn't speak, couldn't open my eyes. But I could hear, which meant my auditory system was functioning. And if one system worked despite the paralytic. I focused every ounce of will on my right hand, the hand closest to the instrument tray. Move, move. Nothing. Come on, one finger, one twitch. Almost there, Dr. Reeves said. Just need to locate the gallbladder, then we'll have our little accident. My index finger moved, half a centimeter. It touched the edge of a metal instrument. The instrument shifted, clinked against another. Dr. Reeves froze. What the? My finger moved again, pushed the instrument. It fell, clattered to the floor with a sharp clang. That's not possible. Dr. Reeves' voice uncertain now. The paralytic should... My hand spasmed, involuntary, but visible. Jesus Christ! Dr. Reeves stepped back. She's awake! She's conscious! He grabbed something, a syringe. I'll just increase the sedative. The door burst open. Dr. Reeves, I heard... Kevin, the anesthesiologist, stopped short. Why is her hand moving? What's her heart rate? It's fine, her heart rate is 142, blood pressure 180/110. She's in distress. Kevin ran to the monitors. Oh my God, she's conscious. She has anesthesia awareness. That's impossible. I don't care what you administered. Kevin was already injecting something into my IV line. We need to abort this surgery now and... He stopped, looked at the open wound in my abdomen. Why is the incision this deep already? You've only been in here 10 minutes. And where's the surgical nurse? Where's the... Get out. Dr. Reeves's voice, cold and deadly. Excuse me? I said get out. This is my operating room. You're dismissed. Dr. Reeves, this patient is experiencing anesthesia awareness during an unauthorized solo surgery. I'm calling the... I heard a thud, a body hitting the floor. Kevin's body. My mind screamed. My sedated limbs began to respond to Kevin's injection, fingers twitching stronger now. Damn it, Dr. Reeves's voice, panicked. This wasn't the plan. This wasn't the plan. Footsteps. Running. The door opened. Jennifer, what's... Oh my God, is that Kevin? What did you do? He was going to report me. Call administration. I had no choice. You hit him? He'll be fine, just unconscious. But we have a bigger problem. She's waking up. The paralytic is wearing off. We need to... Finish it. Jennifer's voice, hard. Finish it now before she wakes up completely. If I kill her now, with Kevin unconscious on the floor, there's no way to call it an accident. Then make it look like Kevin did it. Say he attacked you both, that you tried to stop him, that she died in the struggle. That's insane! So is backing out now. Jennifer's scream echoed. I'm $300,000 in debt, Marcus. The loan sharks gave me 3 weeks. I need that money, so finish what we started, or I'll do it myself. My eyes opened. Just a crack, but I could see. Jennifer standing over me, holding a scalpel. Dr. Reeves backing away. This is over. I'm calling security. We'll say Kevin went crazy, attacked us. We'll say you went crazy. Jennifer lunged. Not at me. At Dr. Reeves. The scalpel plunged into his chest. Dr. Reeves screamed, stumbled backward, fell. Jennifer stood over him, breathing heavily. I'm sorry, Marcus, but I can't go to prison, and I can't let you talk. She turned to me. My eyes were fully open now, my mouth working, trying to form words. You're awake. Jennifer smiled. It wasn't kind. Good. I want you to know, your precious daughter Sarah planned this whole thing. She came to me 6 months ago, said she was tired of waiting for her inheritance, said you were wasting money on charity instead of family. She found Marcus, she researched his history, she orchestrated everything. My daughter. And now she's going to inherit $4.2 million, and I'm going to take my share, and you're going to die knowing your own child wanted you dead. Jennifer raised the scalpel. The door slammed open. FBI, freeze! 3 agents in tactical gear stormed in, weapons drawn. Jennifer dropped the scalpel, raised her hands, face draining of color. What? How? A 17-year-old woman stepped through the doorway, mid-40s, badge displayed. Special Agent Lisa Torres. Jennifer Chen, you're under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder, attempted murder, and assault with a deadly weapon. They cuffed Jennifer while she screamed, "This is insane! I didn't do anything! She attacked me!" "We have the entire operating room under audio and video surveillance," Agent Torres said calmly. "We've recorded everything for the past 30 minutes, including your confession, including Dr. Reeves's confession, including your daughter Sarah's participation." "My daughter?" I managed to croak. The sedative was wearing off. I could speak. Agent Torres knelt beside me. "Mrs. Chen, I'm so sorry you had to experience this, but we needed undeniable evidence. Your daughter Sarah contacted our office 3 weeks ago." "What?" "She told us her Aunt Jennifer had approached her with a murder-for-hire scheme. Said Jennifer found a corrupt surgeon who'd killed patients before. Jennifer wanted Sarah to convince you to have surgery with Dr. Reeves so he could kill you and they'd split your life insurance." My head spun. Sarah reported them? "She's been working with us the entire time. Every conversation, every plan, every detail, we recorded all of it. Sarah wore a wire to every meeting. She played along to gather evidence. The poisoning that caused your gallbladder symptoms? That was our medical consultant creating false symptoms through temporary, harmless medications to justify emergency surgery. Everything you experienced today, the anesthesia awareness, the paralytic, the pain, I am truly sorry, but we needed them to attempt the murder on record." "Where is my daughter?" "She's in the waiting room. She's been watching the entire surgery on remote feed. She's been terrified for you, but she knew this was the only way to catch them all." Paramedics rushed in, started working on Dr. Reeves, who was still bleeding from the chest wound. Kevin stirred on the floor, groaned. An agent helped him sit up. "Mrs. Chen," Agent Torres squeezed my hand, "your daughter loves you very much. She risked everything to save you and bring these people to justice." Tears ran down my face. The operating room door opened again. Sarah ran in, her face streaked with tears. "Mom! Oh God, Mom!" She grabbed my hand, sobbed. "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. When Jennifer came to me, when she told me her plan, I wanted to kill her. But Agent Torres said we needed evidence or they'd just try again with someone else. So I played along. I pretended to want you dead. I let you think I betrayed you. But Mom, I swear." "I know." My voice was stronger now. "I know, baby. I heard everything. When you were paralyzed and couldn't move, when you were screaming inside, I was watching on the monitors. I wanted to stop it so many times, but Torres said if we stopped too early, Jennifer and Dr. Reeves would walk. We needed the confession. We needed them to actually attempt it. I'm so sorry." "You saved my life," I whispered. "You saved other lives. How many others was he going to kill?" Agent Torres answered, "We've identified 4 previous victims over the past 15 years, all wealthy patients, all routine surgeries, all tragic complications. The families paid Dr. Reeves substantial settlements to avoid malpractice suits. He made over $8 million from surgical murders. And now? Now he'll spend the rest of his life in prison, along with Jennifer. We have everything on tape. Their confessions, the conspiracy, the assault. It's over." Paramedics transferred me to a gurney, started closing the incision Dr. Reeves had made. Sarah held my hand the entire time. "I need you to know something," she said quietly. "When Jennifer first approached me, told me her plan, offered me money to help kill you, I recorded that conversation on my phone and went straight to the FBI. Not because of the money, because someone tried to use me to hurt you, and I will never let anyone hurt you. Ever." I squeezed her hand. "I know." 3 months later, I sat in a courtroom watching Jennifer and Dr. Marcus Reeves receive their sentences. Jennifer got 45 years for conspiracy, attempted murder, and assault. Dr. Reeves got life without parole for multiple counts of first-degree murder across 4 states. The families of his previous victims were in the courtroom too, crying, finally getting justice. Sarah sat beside me, holding my hand. "Do you think about it, being on that table?" "Every day," I admitted. "The paralysis, the pain, hearing them plan my death." "I'm sorry." "Don't be." I turned to her. "You did something incredibly brave. You put yourself in danger to save me and catch killers. I'm proud of you." She leaned her head on my shoulder. "I was so scared. What if they figured out I was working with the FBI? What if they hurt you before we got enough evidence?" But they didn't. And now 4 families have closure, and no one else will die on Dr. Reeves' table. We watched as they led Dr. Reeves away in shackles. He looked at me once. No remorse, no recognition, just empty calculation, even now. Jennifer screamed as they took her. "This isn't fair! She's rich! She doesn't need the money! I needed it!" The judge's voice rang out. "You needed money, so you decided murder was acceptable. You valued dollars over human life. May you spend every day of your 45-year sentence understanding the difference." Outside the courthouse, Agent Torres approached us. "How are you doing, Mrs. Chen?" "Better. The nightmares are fading." "I'm glad." She handed me a folder. "This is the full case file, the evidence your daughter helped us gather, the testimony that convicted them. I thought you might want it." I took the folder. "Thank you for everything. Thank you for trusting the process. I know it was hell." Sarah spoke up. "Agent Torres, I have a question. You said Dr. Reeves killed 4 people. Will the other families sue? Get compensation?" "Several already have. The hospital is settling. Dr. Reeves's malpractice insurance will pay out millions. Justice and accountability." "Good." We walked to the car, the afternoon sun warm on my face. "Mom?" Sarah said as we drove home. "Yeah?" "I'm changing careers. I don't want to be a surgical coordinator anymore. Not after seeing what Dr. Reeves did, how he used his position to kill." "What will you do?" She smiled. "I'm enrolling in law school. I want to prosecute medical fraud, make sure no other doctor can do what he did." Pride swelled in my chest. "Your father would be so proud." "I hope so." We drove in comfortable silence for a while. Then Sarah said, "When you were on that table, when you couldn't move or speak, what kept you fighting? What made you keep trying to signal us?" I thought about it. "You," I said finally. "Even when I thought you'd betrayed me, even when I heard you planning my murder, some part of me couldn't believe it. Some part of me knew my daughter, knew you wouldn't do that. And I wanted to live long enough to find out I was right." Sarah's eyes filled with tears. You were right about me." "I know." We pulled into my driveway, the house I'd almost never seen again. Inside, I made tea. We sat on the porch watching the sunset. "Mom?" Sarah asked. "The $4.2 million life insurance policy? It's still active. I'm still the beneficiary." "I know." "I don't want it. I never wanted it. Can we donate it to families of medical malpractice victims?" I smiled. "Actually, I have a better idea. Let's use it to create a foundation. Medical advocacy for surgical patients, education about anesthesia awareness, support for victims of medical fraud. In Dad's name? In your father's name. The Michael Chen Foundation for Patient Safety." Sarah hugged me. "He'd love that." We sat there as the sun set, drinking tea, planning the foundation, talking about the future. I thought about that moment on the operating table. Paralyzed, helpless, hearing my own murder being planned. The terror, the pain, the desperate fight to move just one finger. But I also thought about what came after. The FBI agents bursting in, my daughter's face as she ran to me, the truth revealed. Sometimes the worst moments of our lives lead to the most important ones. Sometimes we have to experience hell to truly appreciate heaven. And sometimes our children save us in ways we never expected. I looked at Sarah, her profile in the fading light, and felt nothing but love. She'd risked everything to save me. And in doing so, she'd saved countless others. That's what family does. Not the family that tries to murder you for insurance money, but the real family. The ones who fight for you, protect you, love you, even when it means putting themselves in danger, even when it means making impossible choices, even when it costs them everything. That's the family worth holding on to. Everything else, you can let go.